Hey there, it's Jake from Textla, and today we're going to be going over Twilio's non-compliant use case categories. So essentially, if your use case, you want to verify that you're compliant within Twilio's kind of rules and regulations with who they're letting send and what content you can send, this video will be great for you just to kind of verify that you are in the clear to send on Twilio. So, quick little breakdown. There's going to be 8 sections. First is high-risk financial services. Next is third-party lead generation services and marketing. Third is debt collection or forgiveness. Fourth is get-rich-quick schemes. Fifth is illegal substances or articles. Sixth is prescription drugs. Seventh is gambling. And 8 is shaft use cases and electronic smoking devices. And shaft stands for sex, hate, alcohol, firearms, and tobacco. So if your use case doesn't fit into any of these categories, there's no reason for you to really continue watching because you are in the clear. However, if one of these sounds like you may possibly be included into one of these and you just want to verify that the use case that you're sending doesn't fit into the non-compliant sections, this video is going to be broken up into each of these 8 categories. So feel free to just skip ahead to the one that applies to you. So to kick it off, we have high-risk financial services. Some examples of this are payday loans, short-term high-interest loans, new loan soliciting, third-party loans, student loans, cryptocurrency, and then stocks and investing platforms. So first-party loan content is acceptable as long as it's not promotional. So you can't just have a list of folks and shoot out a marketing blast to all of them trying to get them to get loans from your company. However, if you're messaging customers that have already taken out a loan from you about bill reminders or something like that, you're completely in the clear. So just no promotional messaging from that. And then any business that operates solely in stocks, investing, and cryptocurrency, none of them are allowed to send SMS traffic. However, if there's a mixed use case where that's just like a partial aspect of the business, but it can be grouped into a more broad category, then it may be approved based on the use case content. It's really just up to Twilio and the carriers, so that's kind of on the fence. You can feel free to submit your kind of registration and hope that it comes back, but if it does come back with a declined status, then unfortunately there's really nothing you can do about that. It's just not compliant. Next up, we have third-party lead generation. So if you're purchasing kind of big lists from companies, NGOs, political campaigns, and you're just buying and selling lists of user data of people who haven't opted in to receive messages from you, that's just lists of people and phone numbers, this is not compliant. This is heavily illegal. You should not be doing this with Twilio. It will result in your account being terminated. You also can't send affiliate lending, affiliate marketing, or deceptive marketing texts. So any third-party use cases are strictly forbidden. You have to obtain consent directly from end users. So if you're gathering any lists from a different company or something like that, you're not allowed to send them mass texts. Next, political use case customers sending SMS messages are not able to use voter registration databases to collect consent and outreach to end users. So no public databases, just downloading information into a file and sending it out. You cannot do that on Twilio. And then any business with a TOS or privacy policy that mentions sharing or selling consumer data, that's going to be considered non-compliant. So even if you have it in your terms of service, when they give you the info that, hey, we might be sharing and selling your data, that's still not compliant. They haven't opted in to receive SMS. So a little Textla note, if you're a sender for a marketing agency and you're the one who's actually going into someone's Twilio account and sending those messages, you are able to do that. That company just has to submit all the proper verification for them, and then you as a third-party marketing agency or whatnot can log in and send from their account. That is completely compliant. You just can't source the lists from a third party, if that makes any sense. So debt collection or forgiveness, some examples. Third-party debt collection, debt consolidation, debt reduction, debt relief, credit or debt repair. So third party, it means, originating from any party other than the one who is owed the debt. So for example, a hospital can send messages regarding bills for its own patients, assuming they provided opt-in info when they signed up. So similar thing to the loans. if you're sending out a message that's just about collecting bills, hey, go to this portal to pay your bill, that is completely fine. However, if it's like a third party who's kind of like a bounty hunter type of deal for debt collection, they can't just take that huge list and send out, hey, pay your bill or XYZ is going to happen to you. That's not compliant. It has to be coming directly from the company that they gave opt-in consent to. So hopefully that makes a little bit of sense. While third-party debt collection is not permitted, a debt collection business that has direct consent from end users to send related content may do so. So if you give out a loan, and when they sign the loan, they also agree to receive SMS from you, you're completely fine to send them that. That is totally compliant. And then debt consolidation, debt reduction, and credit repair programs are prohibited regardless if there's first-party consent. So those are completely off the table. Next, we have get-rich-quick schemes. So some examples: deceptive work-from-home programs, risk investment opportunities, pyramid schemes, mystery shopping, and MLMs. This is going to be different from outreach about employment as a result of compliant opt-in process, messages from brokerages to their members, investment news alerts, or other investment-related messages. This is strictly just like get-rich-quick schemes. So Cutco knives, nope, no texts for you. Next, we have illegal substances or articles. Cannabis, CBD, kratom, paraphernalia, vapes, e-cigs, fireworks. That is completely non-compliant. Those cannot be texted about at all over the Twilio network. So cannabis, CBD, kratom, or drug paraphernalia product businesses are prohibited from utilizing SMS and MMS messaging on Twilio in the US and Canada, regardless of content. So this means that if it's a vape store that sells those things and you're not marketing about it, but you have a rewards program and you want to text people about your rewards program, that's still not compliant. You are not allowed to send anything related to that business on Twilio. So that is not going to get through. So regardless of any local laws, this is prohibited across the SMS network through Twilio. All use cases for these are disallowed from sending SMS, whether it contains cannabis content or not, even for 2FA purposes. It's not permissible for those entities. So like I said, even a rewards program for a vape store, it's not allowed. Rewards program for a fireworks store, not allowed. Next up, we have prescription drugs. We've got a nice little description there. Drugs that require a prescription. So there's some key parts here. This pertains to offers for drugs that cannot be sold over the counter in the US and Canada. It's going to be forbidden regardless of if the business is a licensed professional or not. However, something like your prescription is ready, time to pick it up, that is compliant. You can send texts about prescriptions being ready or fulfilled or something like that. You just can't market specific prescriptions or send out offers for specific prescriptions. But one little Textla note, you want to be careful with specific keywords that apply to this specifically, but anything that's in this video, because these keywords can sometimes be flagged and filtered even if the message itself is compliant. So if, for instance, prescription is a keyword for those carriers to flag and you say your prescription is ready, time to pick it up, that's totally compliant. You can send that. But if you send it and you notice that you've actually received quite a bit of filtering from that and you're kind of confused, that's due to the carrier's algorithms with keywords. So it detected that you had prescription in the message and it preemptively blocked quite a few of your messages. So you want to be careful about that. If you are sending and you are compliant and you notice that you are getting hit with some filtering, that's most likely why. So really changing up some of the wording in your texts will result in a lot less filtering moving forward. Next up, we have gambling. So casino apps, websites that offer gambling, sweepstakes, 50-50 raffles, contests, and then betting and sports picks. So gambling traffic is prohibited in the US and Canada on all number types. So that's toll-free, short code, and long code. Now, sweepstakes are allowed on a short code, but they have to go through a special review process for the specific sweepstakes that you're running. Additionally, short codes cost anywhere from $3,000 to $4,500 a month. So it's probably going to be a very big sweepstakes if you're going to be running that. Next is bingo related messages are allowed on approved shortcodes. So same deal there. You just cannot send sweepstakes or bingo content on toll-free or long codes. But everything else above the list is non-compliant, especially betting and sports picks. That's one that kind of seems like it should be compliant, but it's related to gambling, so that is going to be a no-go on Twilio. Lastly, we have shaft use cases. So this stands for sex, hate, alcohol, firearms, tobacco, and then they threw in vapes and e-cigs because that's more of a recent thing that's been blocked. So alcohol traffic is allowed on toll-free, short code, and long code in the US as long as proper age gating procedures are in place. So age gating means that the website users must input their actual date of birth. It can't be a yes or no question. They have to, when they're giving you their number, they have to actually go through the whole thing and submit their age. Now, firearms, tobacco, vape, and e-cigarettes are not allowed on toll-free, short code, or long code, regardless of age gating. And then all age-gated content into Canada, so even alcohol is going to get blocked if you're sending it to Canadian numbers. The only way to send age-gated traffic into Canada is to receive a special carrier exemption. Allowed age-gated content in Canada includes pocket knives, lighters, and non-alcoholic beverages. But alcohol and everything else on that list is not going to be compliant in Canada. It's all going to get blocked. So I hope that was a great little rundown on Twilio's non-compliant use cases. I'm going to leave the link to their official document in the description below if you really want to look through that stuff a little bit more closely. If you have any specific questions, feel free to reach out to me at jake@textla.com, and I'm happy to kind of point you in the right direction. Have a great rest of your day.